I hope you enjoyed the movie. Join me next week to learn more behind-the-scenes secrets and see another classic special effects movie on AMC EFX.
Claude Rains is unforgettable as the masked composer who wreaks revenge on those who stole his music in the lavish version of Phantom of the Opera. Next. Only one maverick producer dared to turn the novel Peyton Place into a movie. But this explicit story of lost innocence in a small town would pale in comparison to the real stories that unfolded behind the scene. What kind of dangerous affairs could upstage the lurid tale that shocked a generation?
Abortions, murder, seductions.
Get the backstory on Peyton Place. It's the stories you've never heard about the movies you can't forget. Watch Backstory, the AMC original series, Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Since the days of the Nickelodeon, Saturday is the day people most often spend with the movies.
And your ticket.
For generations, Saturdays have promised action and comedy.
Very funny.
Romance.
You appeal to me.
And horror.
He's dead.
History.
It's from Hamlet.
And the future.
Wish me luck!
Every Saturday, AMC's bringing home these classics, and it doesn't even cost a nickel. So have a great weekend with an AMC Saturday Classic, every week at 6 Eastern.
Now how about that?
This February, AMC's American Pop wants to introduce you to the girl next door. If you're lucky enough to live next door to Anne Margaret.
Hi. Surprise?
She's a real sex kick. Well, but don't get the wrong idea, fella. She's a good girl at heart. Still, she'll get your heart racing.
Come here, my little partridge.
So just try and take your eyes off her as she sings.
How lovely to have a figure that's round instead of flat.
Struts her stuff. Or just wears a nice flattering outfit.
Get with the pleasure seeker.
Girl can't help it. She just wants to have fun.
This is what I've been trying to avoid.
Oh, let's avoid it some more.
And if you really want to get to know her better, don't be shy. Log on to our website at ampop.com. So watch her shed her good girl image.
Now I do feel like a party.
And just watch her shed on AMC's American Pop, Saturdays at 10.
For thrilling movies that avoid the obvious, join host Sharon Stone for Murder by Hitchcock, every Sunday at 8 Eastern, only on AMC.
Under Canada's free flag, there's a nursery with 5 tiny tenants who built, occupy, and support it. The Dionne quintuplets, whose unusual occupation of being their own charming selves has brought them fame and fortune, has promoted general prosperity, has built a brick church for the faithful of their little community, and now, 8 years after their birth, continues to astound the world. And being their own dear selves isn't so easy for 5 little girls who were for so long a sort of exhibit for the curious. To be herself, for instance, how does Annette know for sure that she is Marie, Cecile, Emily, or Yvonne? Could you tell them apart? But now the government, having restored to the parents the legal custody of the children, is arranging everything to their heart's desire. The nursery at Corbeil is opposite the Dionne home where they were born, and their crops are no longer destroyed by the daily invasion of thousands of cars now parked elsewhere. Oliva Dionne, father of the Quints, industrious, intelligent, vigorous in body and moral convictions. Big brother Ernest, the Dionne's firstborn. And this farm was all Oliva's when, as the best catch in all the countryside, he brought it to the prettiest girl in Calendar, Elzire Legros, who at 25 was destined to be the mother of 10, all born in this humble farmhouse 5 of them to be famous and 5 of them unknown. 2 more since then, and all equally dear to Elzire Dionne. Teresa, 13, and Oliva Jr., 6, are not less happy because they're not famous. Duty is exacted with a smile, and chores are shared according to strength. The blonde Pauline is 9, a whole year older than her famous sisters. Ontario farms lack conveniences, which, never having enjoyed, the Dionnes never regret. But Canada's abundant waters are never used to dilute the Dionne supply of milk, drawn under the expert ministrations of Rose, aged 14, Mother's competent supervision, and Daniel's hearty cooperation, he being 10. Not to neglect little Victor Rene, whose unusual occupation for a boy of 4 is to keep a cow's tail out of the Milky Way. The world will be searched in vain to match this occupation and this quintet of builders. The Dionne Dream House, to cost but a fraction of the fortune brought by multitudes of the curious, to the cradle of 5 amazing babes who still, luckily, don't know and care less what gynecological miracles they are. And the dream is coming true. Daddy heads the grading job for the house they soon will occupy. A united family of 14 in a united home. Father LaFrance, called affectionately the Curé of Corbeil, says that to the quintuplets belongs the credit for this new church. And here, for the first time in a church, they will participate with Papa and Mama in the mystery of the Mass. Father LaFrance. No, you'll not find Ernest or Daniel in the devoted family group this memorable Sunday morning. And there's a good reason why. Yes, they're very proud of big brothers Ernest and Daniel, who stand so close to the mystery of mysteries, altar boys. On such a day, when the mystic circle, which is the family, was welded in a common faith, it was appropriate and decorous to celebrate. Now let's see who all are here. Oliva Dionne, the father, at the head of the table, and Mother where she can watch him. Next to Mama is Marie, a quint, aged 8, and Pauline, a blonde, 9. Then Annette, another of the celebrated 5, next to Mother's helper, Rose, 14, and Oliva Jr., who's 6. On the other side of the table, we have Teresa, aged 12, Cecile, a quint, Victor, the youngest, he's 4, Emily, another of the fabulous 5, then Daniel, 10, Yvonne, tallest at birth, but now the shortest, and finally Big Brother Ernest, 16. And after the eats, a romp on the shores of Trout Lake, where a united family rejoices that 5 of them are no longer unusually occupied biological curiosities, but are just themselves at home at last.
Claude Rains is unforgettable as the masked composer who wreaks revenge on those who stole his music in the lavish version of Phantom of the Opera. Next.
He killed my father, he killed my brother, and both my sisters. Pancreatic cancer killed them all. We don't know how or why they got it, but we knew it, and it was already too late. There still isn't any way to detect it early or to treat it effectively. But we do know the cure. Research. Just look how far we've come with other diseases.
We have arrived. Introducing We, Women's Entertainment, a new network that celebrates everything that we are. A place where you can take time out to relate to yourself and your world. Every Sunday, see who we are with a special network preview on AMC. This week, treat yourself to the uplifting effects of cinema therapy with Jack and Sarah. Then sit back and let Colin Cowie treat you to a little everyday elegance. It can happen with a sneak preview of We, Women's Entertainment, Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern.
On the next episode of The Lot, old passions reignite a conscience.
I suppose I deserve that.
Hollywood writers demand to be recognized.
Next.
Everybody deserves respect.
Yeah, even writers.
And swashbuckling stars fight for the spotlight.
I'm wise to you.
Frankly, I'm surprised it took you so long.
The glamour, the fortune, the fame, the truth. Based on the real stories from the real backlots of Hollywood. AMC's original series, The Lot, at a new time. This Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, boy.
Claude Rains is unforgettable as the masked composer who wreaks revenge on those who stole his music in the lavish version of Phantom of the Opera. Next. The following is brought to you by Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile dealers.
It's just a beautiful, wonderful car.
Now is the time to check out the great new cars and trucks from Oldsmobile. Because every new Oldsmobile comes with a General Motors commitment, a 5-year, 60,000-mile GM protection plan, and all vehicles come with continued availability of service and parts.
We're considering buying another Oldsmobile because of that.
Right now, get 0.9% APR financing or up to $3,000 cash back on 2001 Oldsmobiles.
I think it's a good investment for my family.
Now's the time to do it. Take advantage.
See your Oldsmobile dealer for details.